Okay, folks, welcome back to Hearthstone. I have made a new Mage deck I would like to show you. I call it Might and Magic. We have 2 Reno cards now. The original Reno card, which restores health, and a new Reno card, which does 10 random damage. Now, you might be thinking that turn 6 is a little high cost for a card that does 10 random damage. It's actually balanced quite well, because turn 6 is about mid-game where you can kind of turn around a losing game or build momentum in a winning game. So it actually works quite well from the games I've played so far. So everything in here is just 1 copy. That's why there is so many. So a lot of these should be obvious. So I took 1 Darling Flame Eater just to play with. It gives your next hero power 2 damage. So it seemed worthwhile. That's a 3 damage Pyroblast, or Fireball, excuse me. 3 damage Fireball. Learn Draconic? It's a side quest, so it works the same way as legendary quests. You just have to meet the requirements. So spend 8 mana on spells, and you get rewarded a 6/6 dragon. So mainly just put this in here to play with. Again, so far, not too bad. You can get there pretty quick. So if you can get this out early game, you can get a 6/6 dragon turn 4, turn 5, depending on what you have in your hand. You play a couple secrets. This is done. So yeah, not too bad. You get the coin on turn 2. Play 1 turn 3. You get this. You get to play this by turn 4 in an ideal situation. So yeah, 1 mirror image. I put in 1 mirror image and 1 Ghastly Conjurer because it also gives you another mirror image. So there really wasn't much other reason to put one of these in. A 2/6 isn't terrible at turn 4. I seem to run into a lot of decks with a lot of smaller creatures. Murlocs, Paladins with 1/1s, what have you. So that seems to be more the preferred method, is just to make a deck built around more kind of flooding the board rather than kind of 1 gimmick or 1 strategy. So, and I'm still playing in Wild, as you can see. So yeah, all the cards are available. So you don't really see so much new concepts as just variations of older concepts from past expansions. Astral Rift, add 2 random image to your hand. Again, was just kind of playing with this. Have a lot of bigger minions in game. So the way this kind of works is once you get to end game, if you can just ramp up and play something each turn, eventually you're just going to have a board full of like 8/8s and legendary creatures and all this, and it tends to basically just overwhelm your opponent. That is your winning strategy from what I can tell with this deck. I really didn't have anything in mind. I just kind of went through and picked random cards that I either knew were good or wanted to play with for the most part. It's been a while since I've made a Mage deck. So Flame Geyser, just to have damage and also possibly have a minion on the board. So 2 things. For 2 costs, that's not terrible. Flame Cannon, which I hadn't been able to use because it had been rotated out of standard. So I like this card. Does 4 damage on turn 2. If you can get this early game, there's generally not anything else on the board, so you have a board clear for anything your opponent's going to play. Frostbolt, again, just for removal, and it also works well with... Where did I take it out? I might have taken it out. I also had in for a minute. Let me find it here. Ray of Frost. There we go. I misread this. I thought it destroyed a frozen minion. It just freezes a minion and then gives you a twin spell. And if the minion's already frozen, it does 2 damage. So there really just wasn't a lot of use. I was going to say with Frostbolt this would have some synergy, but it just really didn't have much use in here otherwise. And I've already got kind of enough removal that does what this does. So freezing really doesn't come into play very often. You'd think, oh, well, maybe you need to freeze a bigger minion or something. No, not really. By the time you get to endgame, you're starting to play some of your bigger stuff. So, yeah. 1 counter spell, 1 flame ward. I like this card. It's kind of a better explosive trap. Works exactly the same way, just does 1 more damage. So, Forgotten Torch. With this, you deal 3 damage initially, and then you shuffle in a 6 damage card for 3 cost as well, I believe, if I remember correctly. So not too bad, and you can use that on anything. So you can use it for as a what is the name of it? My mind is blanking here. This is terrible. I can't remember the name of my own cards. Fireball. There we go. So you can use it as a fireball that costs 1 less, or just what have you. Again, if you're trying to clear the board to win a turn or 2 later. This is just a good card, and it doesn't count. It gives you another card, and it doesn't count as 2 cards, so it works with the theme quite well. Ice Barrier, of course, Ice Block, Potion Polymorph, mainly just to have 2 polymorphs. I got 1 regular polymorph, and then I threw this in just to have another one. Seems to work. If you can play it kind of, not so much anticipating when your opponent plays, anticipating when you kind of need to stall them. This does okay so far. I haven't polymorphed anything that was like, well, that was kind of a waste. So, haven't turned a 1/1 Murloc into a 1/1 Sheep yet. So, animated armor, thinking that I was going to need some survivability. Hasn't been an issue too much yet. Dalaran Aspirant. I liked this card when it first came out, when the whole Inspire thing came out. This was a worthwhile card. Because for some reason your opponent would never kill it. They would just leave it on the board. I think because it doesn't specifically tell you how much spell damage you have, it wasn't clicking or something. So you'd end up just ramping up your spells. So I threw this in just so I had a little more spell damage, because some things are kind of weak. So, and this will work with Flame Ward as well. So you can actually potentially end up with a secret that does as much damage as a Flame Strike. Pretty easily. Haven't played this too much yet. There just hadn't really been an opportunity. There were always kind of better plays, or I hadn't drawn it, what have you. But yeah, from what little I've played with it, seems to work well here. So again, most people don't play a lot of big stuff anymore, at least in Wild. So this typically, if they remove it, they have to run something into it and use a spell, or just use a spell or something else. And if they use a spell on this, quite frankly, that's fine, because it protects a lot of my other stuff. So 1 Ghastly Conjurer, as I said, 1 Polymorph, 1 Water Elemental. Just because, how can you play a mage, have a mage deck without a Water Elemental? Deck of Wonders. Now, I threw this in mainly to play with it, so what it does is it shuffles in 5 Deck of Wonder cards, and then when you draw it, it just automatically casts a spell. Just a random spell on a random target. It's all random. Seems to work rather well, though, from what I have. I've actually played this a couple times now. Few times now. And since there's no theme to this, pretty much any mage card it plays generally benefits me. It's not one of those that will like cast a fireball on you or anything like that. It typically just plays a mage spell for you. So whatever it is generally good for you. It's just a matter of if it's the right card at the right time kind of thing. Just a card True Heart just to turn my 1 damage hero power into a 2 damage. You could... I haven't found too much use for my hero power. You could put in the Murloc that changes your hero power. Finn... where is he here? Finn something. Come on. Maybe get yourself a... There we go. Sir Finley Merlicton. There you go. Get yourself a heal or something else might work better. The nice thing with Justicar is she also typically helps clear the board, because as soon as you play her, because she has so low health and she is 6 damage, most people will either waste a card removing her or just run whatever they have on the board into her. So kind of does 2 things. That's mainly why I'll play her. Oftentimes it's just as kind of to help, just to kind of help with clearing the board. Yeah. Reno Jackson, Reno the Rheacologist. There we go. Black Knight just to remove taunts. A lot of decks have taunts nowadays. To protect their little smaller 1/1 minions, what have you. Tiki Time Tinker is a 5/5, which adds a random legendary minion into your hand. Now, this can go either way. I've played with this card before. This can be really helpful or not at all. Any legendary is available, so not all legendaries are good. Still, just to kind of help round out the deck, I just went ahead and threw her in there. Firelands Portal does 5 damage, summons a random 5-cost minion. That damage can be used on anything, though, so it can help you if you are getting your opponent low on health and you're trying to figure out a way to win. It's not a bad card, and it summons a 5-cost minion, which isn't terrible. 1 Flame Strike, Ragnaros, of course, and Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Now, this card I've played with quite a few times, and she'll add 2 random dragons to your hand that cost 0. So you essentially get to play 3 legendaries in 1 turn. So if you can get Ragnaros, Alexstrasza out on the board, depending on what she, depending on what some of the random cards give you, you can just overwhelm your opponent and win. Puzzle Box of Yong Sarong. Cast 10 random spells, targets chosen randomly. So this was just kind of for fun, and then 1 Pyroblast. So yeah, there you go. So let's play some games and see what happens here. This is the first of the month, so rank and everything reset. Come on. I know there's got to be somebody else playing this time.
Jaina versus Tyrande.
You will give me strength. You asked for it.
Okay, well, not a great opening hand. You will take a bit of a beating in the early game. There's just really not much you can do about that. That's why I took Ray of Frost out. Because quite frankly, it just wasn't really helping me here. So, if you really wanted to go back, I suppose you could put in like Arcane Explosion or something.
Be born again.
I may go back and look at the early game and some of the lower cost cards early game and see if I can't put something else maybe more efficient in there. I don't know. The games I've had have been kind of fun, so I'm just kind of leaving it alone for the moment. Animated armor. Let's go ahead and stick that. Slow him down. Got this for next turn. Or Dollar on Aspirant, either or. I really don't have any spells, so this doesn't make sense. Animated Armor might bait something out of his deck, so... Spent 1 mana of 8. There we go. Well, that's helpful. Now we're halfway there. I guess we'll just...
Job's done.
Yeah, definitely want to get Shadow Boxer off the board.
Is someone injured?
I've played with that card, so... Well, that's almost just as bad. That's almost worse. But she has to have another minion, so healing herself won't do anything. Okay. Well, I am going to say to try to set up for
power, and I know a lot.
an anticipated spell. We're going to go ahead and play that because we are getting higher up here. I do have Flame Strikes, so I want to get that off the board. Okay. Well, the healing's wasted, so if she wants to waste 3 cards.
My blood be born again.
Okay. No, this is what I want to do. This.
Here's where you're wrong.
So, I'm ready to go. You really don't need a lot of spell power.
A simple spell.
A little bit will go a long way. So if I... Oh geez, how do I want to do this? Okay. This is, well, I hate to use a Flame Strike just on this too. I'd like to use that. See what we get. How close are we? 8 mana. Okay. Ah, aha. Okay.
I learn. Here's where you're
My blood, be born again.
My Delaran Aspirant might die, but that's fine. She went after him hard, so he's been on the board a few turns now, so I can't complain too much. Most people don't even do that. They either just take it out or leave it alone, so she kind of started to do something and then lost momentum here. So. See, again, most people just, yeah. I thought for sure she was going to run it into that. Why wouldn't you? Oh, okay. She runs silence. Well, that's something else they were doing. But see, because of this, clear that off the board.
Here's where you're.
There you go. Like I said, this isn't a bad little deck, so looks like the dragon from Stormheim. Stormheim. I think it's Stormhelm. Yeah. So we've got Reno if we need it, which we're doing good on health. This could be better. I usually have more more legendaries in my hand to play, because this is about the time that I want to start playing higher cost things. So I can. It's not great, but this is why we put it in here, to seek these things out. So. Oh, okay. Well, let's play that then.
Embrace the power of the Cabal.
If your deck has no duplicates, the next spell you cost is 0. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Well, wait. Let's just do it correctly. In the off chance something dies, I'll be honest, I misread that. I thought you got to create a spell. But that's fine. I really had nothing else to play anyway, so... Okay. Well, I came out on the better end of that. So, yeah. As I might have mentioned, there's some cards that have random effects that actually, because there's no like theme for this, actually work rather well. A lot of the mage cards are really good. Oh god.
My hand is full.
Well, he's burned 2 of his own cards. Okay, well that was very interesting. Did she do the same thing? Oh, she burned a Mind Blast. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, I see. She played play all cards your opponent played last turn, which played Puzzle Box of Yogg Saron, which cast. Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of interesting.
Welcome to the exhibit.
This one has a better effect for me.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
I have mulliganed myself. Well, I didn't, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes, oh well. We need to work through these secrets. She has one rogue secret, which generally interacts with her minions, so I'm not too concerned about that one necessarily.
Well played.
Okay.
My hand is too full.
I wish I had... I can't even play... Oh! She actually took me down because of those, yeah, those tree things. Darn.
Don't
Well...
touch that. Spells are fun. So fun. Who needs water?
Okay. Interesting. I can't, definitely don't need to draw.
From the void, I don't touch that.
Okay.
Job's done.
One of them
Time
almost
runs
did.
out
Okay,
on
so
me.
that's gonna die. That's fine. Now we're down to 1. So, as I said, the rogue secrets typically work with minions. So, oh, that's not good.
What you got there?
I'm actually in a pretty good spot, but I think the lack of mana may hurt me here. I need to... Okay. So I think we're going to be okay not playing that again. Well, actually, no. I could play this again and then Pyroblast. That would take her down to 7. So that doesn't sound terrible. But I don't want this to ramp up anymore. Oh yeah, I don't want this to ramp up anymore than necessary. I can heal. I just don't know what else she has, so. Kind of getting matched for match here by a priest. So. And that was my only... or... this wouldn't be terrible either. But this would... yeah. Yeah, I think we have to do this.
We're gonna have some fun.
Because of the stupid trees. Oh, that was a misplay. And I should have known because it wasn't, it wasn't lit up. Oh, I should have played Pyroblast. Okay. Okay. We're fine. We're still fine. We just delayed ourselves a turn here. I can still play this. I can still play Pyroblast. We're fine. I have Reno. If my health gets too low, we're fine. That really screwed me up when she played that card. I was doing so well. Did I lose? Did I completely? Because no, I'm an idiot. I completely played the wrong thing. Now I probably have to re-know.
We're gonna be rich.
Which doesn't work. Okay, this is stupid. GG.
You win this.
Oh, she really screwed me up there. I was doing so well. Those damn trees. Oh, that is infuriating. Which again, the random effect that I used did fine. I would have been perfectly fine after using the box of Yogg-Saron. It was when she played her legendary, which recast all my spells. Which, how often do you see that happen? Salt levels are high after that one. Oh, that's just... She won by disrupting me. That how often does that happen?
Jaina versus
That's
Bad Guy.
why I don't run multiple repeating kind in the deck,
You
just
asked
to
for it.
avoid that situation, because it completely shuts down the deck. Some people will run like 2 of something and then just try to keep track of when they draw
Well
one.
done. You win.
Okay. In fear, no doubt. That was a golden Khadgar too, if I'm not mistaken. So. Because I wouldn't have been able to cast Pyroblast. Yeah, so either way, it wouldn't have done me any good.
Jaina versus Morgul.
You asked for it.
Well, it's nice to see you, Alexstrasza. You're a little early. I'm going to keep these against a potentially Murloc Shaman. Good. Okay, this is a good hand. As I was saying, okay. This is looking promising. Since they weakened
Hello.
Murlocs, they nerfed some of their supporting cards, so they're not as annoying to play against. Don't get me wrong, still very annoying to even see. Counterspell or Flame Ward. You know what? I'm just going to set up and play Flame Ward because I don't want to waste the counterspell. The Flame Ward won't activate until he attacks with something, so. And I'm going to go ahead and kill it so he doesn't try to mill me. We're already more than halfway to our 6/6 dragon, so. See, that one, they nerfed it by taking away the health benefit, so. hate to waste it on that if he's smart and runs it in, unless he plays something else. I mean, that takes away their attack, so... If he's playing that, he must not have had much of anything else, so this is the strangest opening for Murloc deck I've seen. At least in a while, so... As I said, you really don't see a lot of new variations on decks as you do, or you don't see a lot of new decks as you just see new variations on kind of older concepts. So, trying to decide between Dalaran Aspirant and Animated Armor. Let's play Animated Armor just to be safe, just to set ourselves up. I don't think he would have Rush. On the off chance that he does. Okay, or that. I would rather lose Animated Armor than Dalaran Aspirant, so... do I want to polymorph? Because that would give me... You know, I'm just going to go ahead and take a chance to polymorph this. If it ends up being a mistake, it ends up being a mistake. I get to keep my board, so he's got stuff to deal with here. Okay, well played. I'm fine with that. He traded 2 for 1, and I keep my Animated Armor, so. Let's go ahead and
welcome to the grand tournament, champion.
Hero power will actually have some use here. I haven't really found too much of a need for it as of yet. So. Okay. He's using more the utility than the actual Murloc, which is kind of interesting. So I am... Well, that could be interesting, since I can only take 1 damage at the moment. What was the other one? Damage to this minion. Yeah, let's play that. Why not? That seems like it could be fun. I want to get him pretty close to 2 blasts from Reg, and he's dead, so... Okay, this is where we start to ramp up here. Nice. No, not really.
You dare challenge the daughter of Deathwing?
And that's 388s, dude. Can you deal with that, or... I don't think so. Not seeing the taunt here. That's very cute, but played.
Runs out on me.
But yeah, don't
Life at any
think
cost.
it's really gonna matter, dude. Now, you know what? I'm gonna make this go to this. There we go. Well played, dude. And that's how you do that. That's a little more along the lines of what games I'm used to with this deck, so. Alexstrasza is just really overpowered. Most of the dragons are really good. So. Admittedly, Onyxia summoning 1/1s was not brilliant, but most of the effects, again, since the deck really doesn't have a theme.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Does this really benefit me early game? I don't think it does. We'll keep Flame Warden just against another Mage. Okay. Not terrible. This could be better, but your next hero power. I could play this, and then if she pings it, that'll just sit there. Yeah. I would rather be proactive than reactionary, so.
Heating up!
Of course it's
Oh, your next hero power this turn. That was a misplay. I should have known better.
Heating up! Job done.
That's fine, that's a minor misplay, so I don't typically rely on this for much, so I only have one, so there's a 1 in 29 chance I'm even going to draw it. Okay. Oops, like that. Since I have Flame Warden out, I'm just going to go face. That might tip her off, but can't see wasting the damage. Unfortunate. I wish it did damage to the actual character, like Explosive Trap does. I guess that's the trade-off. You get 1 more damage for 1 more mana. Okay, well. Going to play Ice Block just to see what the secret is. Okay, it's not a counter spell. So, this isn't too bad. I've got Reno, so I can do damage. She should happen to flood the board with something, so. Well, that's not useful at the moment, so. This is not going... It's not going well. Thinking of Fireland's Portal. Just go face and see what I get for 5 cost. Why not? That'll get me my 6/6 dragon. Okay. Well, she keeps dealing damage to her own minion. Yeah, on second thought, why don't we? Unless she has a counter spell. Spell Bender. Okay, well there's something you don't see every day. Did she just get 2 copies of Spellbender? That is kind of funny.
My hand is too full.
I think she did. She did! That's gonna be so useful for you.
Whoops.
Oh.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Where is a flame strike when you need it?
Perfect.
Then she's just gonna run a taunt in, because why wouldn't you?
We have many secrets.
No, apparently you don't, because she didn't play anything, so. Oh, as if on cue. As if on command. Go. Lovely. This is looking good now.
I serve the Fire Lord.
Okay, let's see. No, I feel like, okay, let's do this. That will clear the board. Don't want to deal with any more of that nonsense, so my health is kind of protected. We'll play Alex Strauss next turn. Get something hopefully a little worthwhile here.
Separate lines, please!
Life and hope of your fighting.
Right, yeah. Okay, not.
Mage, you should be more careful playing with magic.
Oh, nice.
Magic!
Okay. 2. Okay. Now, if your cards are in your hand, they don't count towards the restriction because it's just cards in your deck. So that actually works out to my advantage quite nicely here. Do I have... I actually have lethal. Oh, she gave me lethal. Wow.
Well played.
Indeed. Is there a okay, well that's disappointing. I have 2 of these. I could play 2 of these just to be ornery. Oh.
Back to the office.
But she has nothing. She has no secrets, so I think it would be better to play a Pyroblast. Yeah. Let's stop messing around here. So she's not gonna. It's unlikely that. Okay, never mind. Take that back. Before I even said it, that's fine. I just need 2 more damage. So one way or another, you're dead, dude. Clear my board all you
Separate
like.
lines, please!
Okay. He got his own spell damage creature off the board, and there is my finisher right there. Boom. So. Not exactly how I intended to win with this deck, but I'll take it. She kind of gave me the cards, so. Like I said, Alex Dress is really good most of the time.
Back to the office.
I would say my win rate when I'm able to play her.
Separate lines, please.
Is definitely definitely goes up. Still doesn't save you, dude. Well played. Okay, folks. Well, there you go. I think you kind of got the idea. It's not a bad little deck. If I changed anything, like I said, I think it would maybe be go back and look at some of the lower cost cards for early game. Late game's definitely fine, as you saw. Other than that, bit of randomness in there. As long as you're not trying to stick to a theme that requires synergy or anything like that, some kind of a gimmick where you need certain cards to do certain things, the random effects really don't have much of a negative downside. I have discovered or noticed in games I've played. So typically stay away from random cards because you're not sure what you're going to get. So as with Yogg-Saron there in the one game, I was doing fine until she cast, hers. When you did it, when you had that effect twice, it kind of negated itself. So yeah. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.